Thank you so much for having me. My name's Eileen Farrell, and I'm the volunteer manager over at Carolina Meadows. Before I get started, I just want to say I'm really impressed that, one, with the variety of nonprofits that are here today. I think I've interfaced with most at some point in my life, and it's such a gift to have so many awesome nonprofits in the Triangle area. It just speaks a lot to what type of people live here, and the willingness for folks to pitch in and look out for their neighbors in so many different ways. So thank you for this opportunity to still do this virtually, even though we couldn't do it in person this year. And I want to thank the Duke students for showing up, because if I was you, I probably would have been still in bed, given what the weather's like outside. So thank you all for showing up and showing your commitment to service and wanting to learn more about us. It means a lot to us. So I just started here back in May, and we're just now starting to open things back up to community volunteers. As you can imagine, y'all are living it with us with COVID. We try to be really careful about bringing community volunteers back in and working with our residents. And full disclosure, just so that you all are aware, you're probably not going to be surprised. Anyone that volunteers with us, because we're a retirement community, needs to have their COVID vaccination. So if you have that, I would love to share a little bit more about what we do here. Given this past year and a half, a lot of our residents have really been isolated. They've been really, really careful, understandably, with being out in the community. They've been really careful about seeing their families in person and traveling. And that can take a toll on people. And our staff works really, really hard to make those one-on-one connections with residents, but they can't be in every place at every time and really have those quality conversations that residents could really benefit from. So as far as what our organizational needs are, I'm going to save that for the end, but want to just tell you a little bit more about our community. So we are a nonprofit. We celebrated our 35th anniversary last year. We're called what's a continuing care retirement community. So basically what that means is folks can move here and are in what's called independent living. So they live either in a private villa or an apartment, and can enjoy all of our amenities. We have an indoor pool and tennis courts and bocce ball and things like that. And then they're here and in place should they need a higher level of care. They can transition into what's called independent living, where they can still live independently in an apartment, but they need just a little bit more, assisted living, and they need just a little more assistance with day-to-day stuff that nurses are available should they need some individual care in their room. They all dine together in our dining facilities. And then we can also transition folks into what's called nursing care. So a lot of y'all's probably grew up as a kid, you might have visited grandparents or great grandparents or relatives in what's traditionally called a nursing home. So those are residents that need a higher level of care. They need nursing assistance from CNAs and the like to, they might need assistance eating or for toileting and just more connection with people, looking in on them on a daily basis, multiple times a day, to just make sure they're taken care of. And then another beautiful community that we have here is all about memory care. So this is a small community of about 15 residents who are all in sort of a smaller community, shared living room, shared dining, shared kitchen, and then they all have their own private individual room sort of surrounding this living room area with a grand piano, and all their activities are done together as a small community. And these are folks that may have some cognitive issues going on, like dementia or Alzheimer's. So we're really careful about making sure that we maintain stimulation and have a lot of activities with them to get them to really just live together and learn together and to have an enriching, beautiful life. So where you all can come in is to help brighten their days. But I also want to say that I think Jessica Sullivan touched on this. She started off as a volunteer at the nonprofit that she now works at. So I would encourage y'all to, one, I think service in and of itself is a beautiful thing and is so needed by all of us. All of the nonprofits need more hands on deck because we can't do all the work through paid employment. But as a student, I think it's really important for y'all to stretch yourselves. If there's a population of people or a sector like the arts or working with older adults or healthcare or the environment, to push yourself, to give yourself a variety of experiences as a volunteer to really figure out, you know, if the major you're pursuing is the right major, or how can you connect your major with that experience at a nonprofit. So for us, if you're pursuing, say, nursing or hospitality or medicine, social work, if you're a music major or just like to play music on the side or listen to music, the list goes on about how we can connect you with a volunteer opportunity here and really connect the dots. That may be, wow, I never thought I would work at a retirement community, but I really love that population of people. I can really use, you know, my passions and skills to help people. So that's sort of, you know, an opportunity that doesn't come along other than maybe as a volunteer, oftentimes when you're in school. So if you like to learn about different people and cultures, if you like to play games or music, or listen to and tell stories or help someone else tell their story, if you want to share any of your hobbies or, you know, if you have a particular talent, we would love to talk to you and learn about how we can connect you to either an activity that we could do with a group of residents or have you visit with residents one-on-one.